go live on Instagram. We're officially live. It'll
right.
be going up right now. Throwing in a Zinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna get locked in.
Got me locked in. I need to get my armodafinil. That's what I really need.
You
Guys,
need
we're live. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop a comment. Tell me who you are, where you're from. Tell Dylan hi. I'm sharing what drugs I take for concentration. It's mushrooms, armodafinil, Adderall. I don't do Zins. I don't do Zins because I don't want to get addicted. I know myself.
smart
Because
man.
if I've heard so many people like, bro, I started just a little bit, and then now, like they go through a can a day or like a little thing a day. That's not what Stratton Brown needs in his life. That's not what I need in my life at all. Dylan, give yourself a quick intro as we get this into these Facebook groups.
Yeah. Before I do that, just to make sure, how do I know if I went live or not? I'm such a grandpa when it comes to this.
So you're fucking 25. What are you talking about?
Born
Did you hit go live on Instagram?
It won't let me.
Bro, it's not letting me either. What?
So weird.
My YouTube people, I know we got some people on here. Can you hear us? Oh, that sucks.
Hey, let me see real quick. All right. Let me try this again. And is it the stream URL or it's a stream key, right?
It's the stream key.
Okay, I'm gonna.
It's not letting me go live.
All right, so I just linked it again. Yeah, it's not. I don't have the option to go live. I mean, like I'm up at the screen, but it doesn't show
The
me.
go live button isn't working.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll get it in on Facebook for a minute.
Cool.
All right, guys, we're gonna get this going. I'll just post on Instagram real quick to tell people to go to YouTube. Do a quick little video. We have $1,700 we can spend.
All right.
We got $1,700. We'll see if
it looks like I'm. I don't know where Stratton went, but I'll rock right now.
I'm back.
Oh, there we go.
We'll see who can close the most deals. Dylan almost had one. Did the guy just quit answering the phone last time, or what happened?
Yeah, he just started getting a little coy, so I just kind of pulled away a little bit. I'm going to follow up with him probably tomorrow. I just kind of pulled away. I said, hey, we're going to look at other deals for right now. Just kind of call his bluff, and he's like, you got to do what you got to do. So okay. I'm going to call him this week. But it's still in the mix.
All right, we are live on YouTube. Closing deals. IG Live is down. I'm trying. Did I have anybody solid? I don't think we had any. We missed out on a really good PPC lead the other day. For those of you guys who are watching this and you get PPC leads, Abby, our acquisitions manager, I had never trained her on a probate deal. And I told her that, like, because a lot of people with PPL, like, they'll try and sell you a house they don't own. And this guy called in. His brother died. He's from Singapore. And he was in Bakersfield for the funeral for a week. And he's like, I need to sell this house before I leave. And she told him, you can't sell us a house you don't own. And he wanted like 200 for a house that was worth like 350. So like we for sure could have got that thing for fucking 180 to 150. Damn. Get off the phone. And poof. Gone like the wind. That guy. So don't let these leads get off the phone if they are hot ones. That is a no.
100%.
All right. Here we go. All right, guys. Here's the Lead Zillow marketplace. This is what we did last time, right, Dylan? We were on Lead Zillow, or did we use Real Estate Bees?
I think we used Real Estate Bees, so this will be a new one.
All right, this will be a new one. Guys, you want to try out these leads, go to getleadzillow.com. Let me get up our banner. These guys are the homies. We use them a lot. They are amazing. Let's switch this up. There we go. There's all of our banners right there. Go to Get Lead Zillow to get these awesome leads. These are all PPL. So all I do in this, I'm going to start by the lead type. I want off market. I don't want any cold call leads. or even email and SMS, I feel like is not the best. We've been testing them out. If you're gonna do cold calling, and I don't know if you guys still do cold calling, Dylan, it needs to be to very, very niche lists, and they're not gonna close today. Like no matter what I do, I'm not gonna get a cold call lead to close today. So that's why I don't like them.
Yeah, very tad onto that. Yeah, it's very, very rare. You'll have a couple what I call unicorn deals where they're just you call them at the right place at the right time. But very like comes like I think in my career it's happened twice.
Exactly.
So it's very seldom.
All right, guys. When I'm doing this, obviously we want California. I think California is great. I want Arizona, Colorado. Pueblo's a good market, so that'd be good. I want DC. Florida's a bloodbath, but we can still do it. Delaware, Georgia. I stay away from all of the non-disclosure states. And like I'm staying away from Maine. Louisiana doesn't have a very high median house price. Michigan, nobody wants to buy houses in Michigan. I've tried. Missouri is okay. Montana, My friend Michael McDonald's up in Nebraska. So as I'm looking at these, I just want to go into it knowing I can sell it no matter what. So if I have my friend Michael McDonald up in Nebraska, I know I can get it sold to him. Like, and I have it out. And if it's a new market, I can rely on him. All right, what else? Wyoming is good. Washington's really good. Vermont, Virginia, Wisconsin, Utah's actually really good for us. Texas is obviously amazing, guys. Texas is probably going to get the most leads. Oregon, Ohio's really good, guys. Nevada's really good. If you guys can just get all the West Coast and then like the Sun Belt, that's where you want to be. New Jersey, high price point. Because when I'm looking at these, I want to be in a market where I know New York's good. It's just hard. I want to be in a market where I know like at my price point is 350 and above. The reason we started marketing again in Central California is because you can get really, really big rips. And it's not necessarily it's competitive, but there's plenty of other markets that are more competitive in my opinion.
It's more like, in my opinion, it's like a Los Angeles, Las Vegas, San Diego, or like tier 1 markets. I'd say Central Valley is probably like a tier 2. Would you agree with that? Like it's
it's like
not as crazy.
It's a tier 2, tier 3, and it's nowhere near like if we have Arizona and like Nevada in here, but leads in Vegas are so brutal. It'll be really, really hard. So today with our pitches, what I'll be doing is I'll be hitting them with a cash offer pitch and an ovation pitch. Because in this market now, I personally feel like you got to be able to give them multiple options. And we have had a dry spell for like the last week or so because our cash offers haven't been coming in good enough and novations only work for a certain type of seller. But there's a lot of people hurting right now because the market's stagnating. And if you're sitting on flips, it really hurts. And if you're wholesaling, all of your buyers are going to be like, hey, I need to be here because the market's slowed down. And so the obvious way to bridge that gap is with a good novation to where if it is like a decently vacant house, you feel like you can do something. Awesome. I can offer them X amount more. And now our cash offers here, the person's not necessarily in a rush, or even if they are, we can find people on the MLS, no matter what, who are going to pay 10 to 15 grand more than off market, in my opinion. We've seen it every time. So that's why we like that. So here's our entire marketplace right here. We got a lot of Texas, Florida, Harris, Texas. What do we have? We have about 28 different leads that we could buy up. First things first, I just want to check out my population in the area. We're not buying this lead. 729 people. You just want to double check. I like Illinois because we could go to Chicago, but like, okay, we don't want that. Henderson, Texas. 13,000, not doing that one. Bexar County is really good. All right, let's buy it, Bexar County. If it didn't just go away. Awesome. There's our Bexar County lead. Now, guys, automatically, we have our drip campaign starting. I don't know if you guys can see it. Leads, we get an automatic phone call from Lead Zello whenever it comes in.
Lead connect. Press 1 to connect with the lead.
Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear it or not.
Please wait while we connect the call to a second person.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
First dial. No pickup. We always triple dial everything. And this guy is William Cooley. And it looks like it's in University City. I don't know where that is. The house is worth 278 grand. So that's a big W for us. Dylan, can you hear the ringing?
Yep.
Been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
One more than Dylan's got a lead. And guys, let me show you. Don't poach my lead. But let me show you what we want to do. With my leads. So right here, when I hit call, I want to make sure, because we have a lot of numbers in Pennsylvania. I want to make sure it's a Texas phone number. So like a 469 number, and that'll increase our pickup rate drastically. All I have to do is go inside RESimply and do that. One more dial. All right, Dylan, you got the next one. Can you guys hear my phone ringing in the chat? We got quite a few people on here on YouTube and Facebook.
Has been forwarded.
Oh, well. So now, guys, all we do is I'll send them a text just saying, hey, William, we reached out to you about your property on blank. You're still interested in selling it? And then we'll move on. All right, Dylan, let me share the screen with you.
All right.
Where do you want to go? Where are you planning on going? You want to go Texas? We got one in
I'll
Oregon.
let you pick, man. I usually just do all Central Valley, so you pick the state.
Flagler, Florida. Ooh, Klamath Falls is actually really nice. And that's not too old of a lead. Oh, 21 hours. Do we have anything? Milliam, Texas. Damn, 1,000 people. No good. Camel, Knox, Charlotte. Pueblo, Colorado. Let's do that one. All right, Dylan, I'll put his phone number in the chat.
All righty.
His name is Juan. I think I can send a screenshot in the chat. Let me know if you get it. Where's our private chat? No. All right, Dylan, here's the number.
All righty.
303.
Okay.
378.
All right.
3310.
3310. And can you type in the chat his address and name?
Yep. Here we go. There's the address.
And Juan, right?
Juan. James, the minimum population I like to call is like 20,000. Pueblo is a decent market, though.
Please leave your message.
Already getting rejected.
I know. Starting off strong. Really interesting.
Please leave your message for.
So I just pulled it up, and it looks like it was listed in July for $455. Interesting.
And then what?
They took it off 4 days ago. It looks fully remodeled. Hello?
Juan.
Hey, Juan, it's Dylan calling. Am I catching you at a bad time?
It's who?
It's Dylan.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey,
I mean,
am I catching you at a bad time?
kinda. Let me see. Give me about, I don't know, like maybe 20 minutes or something like that. 15, 20 minutes. I can give you a call back.
Yeah, that works perfectly fine. I was just calling about La Rochelle Drive here in Pueblo. Looks like you filled out a form. Would you prefer we talking about 20?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Give me a call back in 15 minutes. Yeah. Give me a call back in 15 minutes. I'll be available.
All right. That sounds perfect.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Shrek, can't hear you.
I would at least tell him why I'm calling. Like out the gate. Like, hey, and then, because with these leads, I don't want them getting off the phone. Like, I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. This call will take us like 5-15 minutes. Great, you're still interested in selling the house? And then I just want to dive into it because getting them back on the phone with these is such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To like push through the nonsense.
Yeah. Good point. All right.
So you got the first pickup. So there we go. So guys, if you are buying leads like this, oh, here's a good one. Volusia, Florida. Fuck. Yeah, still 600,000. And James, yeah, Dylan's probably calling from his own area code, but we try and match them with all of our own area codes. And again, so our drip campaign already starts. Hi, it looks like Olga reached out to us about. Can you hear me? This is Stratton. You reached out to us about buying your house over on Adams Avenue. Were you still interested in selling it? Oh, gotta hit him again. That was not simply at. This shit is not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not. And I think this is like a good learning lesson for everyone that's on, guys. I mean, you see all the stuff on social media about the flips and stuff, but the reality is like this is the nuts and bolts of the business. Like you have to have the thick skin and just make the dials.
Hey, I was calling for Olga. I think we got disconnected.
No, we're getting
Oh, were you not Olga? Were you not trying to sell the house over on Adams? Hello? We'll keep them in the system. So when shit like that happens, guys, what's going on, Jesus? All we do, they're still going to be on our drip campaign for the next forever, honestly. Our Digi-Stopper campaign resets every 30 days. And they get 60 to 90 touches within the first 30 days of being in our system. Because like whenever one of these leads come in, someone will call them 3 times initially, and then if they don't pick up, they call them 3 times again in the next 20 minutes. And then they continually get called for the next week, 3 to 9 times a day. Like we're not stopping. We're gonna get them on the phone. All right, where do you want to go, Dylan?
I'll let you pick, man. Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. Let's give you a good one. Where's Lee, Georgia? $33,000 is good enough. And it looks like it just came in, so this one should be a hot one, Dylan.
All right.
So with these leads, again, guys, all of our leads. Do you use Resimply, Dylan?
Yep.
So this guy's name is Ernest, Dylan.
Okay.
And then look, our drip campaign has already started. Our speed to lead is already there. All of the leads are exclusive, James. I know speed to lead sells non-exclusive leads. Leadzilla only sells exclusive leads. That's like one of the things they hang their hat on. There's the number, his name, and the address, Dylan.
Okay. All right. Let's get this guy on the phone. Let's go.
Oh, that's another good one. Just snipe that one out.
Your call has been forwarded.
Hit him again.
Yep, always. So a reason, guys, that we always want to double tap or triple tap, most people aren't going to pick up the first time because they're so used to spam. So if you call twice, most of the time it gives you probably, I'd say, a 50 to 60% chance to actually get them on the phone.
Yeah.
Your call has been.
One more time.
Miguel, this is nationwide leads. We get stuff somewhat in Central California from Leadzilla. We run a lot of PPC out
Hey,
here.
Ernest.
Yes.
Hey, Ernest. It looks like you reached out to us about buying your house on Cannons Drive here in Leesburg.
I was just curious.
Sure. Am I catching you at a bad time?
No,
Okay. Great. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today. Do you mind if I quick share with you how these calls usually go?
I'm sorry, do what?
Do you mind if I quick share with you how these calls usually go?
I don't care.
Awesome. So these calls generally take about 20 to 30 minutes. Is that a good amount of time for you?
No, that's too long. We just fixed to eat supper.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep it a little bit shorter then. I got a couple calls I gotta hop on here shortly anyway. So in the past, I know you had reached out about potentially buying the house. In the past, homeowners that we've spoken to generally wanted to know a few things. Number one was how our process works. Number two is how much money they're going to walk away with. And number three, when they're going to get their money. Am I missing anything?
Yeah.
Okay. So just out of curiosity, Ernest, what's got you interested in potentially selling this house here?
I just say that again. I got a dog making a noise.
Oh, you're good. You got the attack dog.
No.
I love it. So I was just asking, what's got you interested in selling this property here on Cannon Drive?
The house is too big for just me and my wife, and we're thinking about selling and just moving into an apartment somewhere.
Okay. So just you and the wife there?
Yes, and also property taxes is just skyrocketing.
Oh, I know. I'm hearing that all kinds with a lot of people right now. It's kind of eating people alive. How long have you and the wife been at the property?
45 years.
45 years. Man, that's got to be a big decision to make to sell the house, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have you guys done any major remodeling to the house in the last 10 years? Like kitchen, bathrooms, AC, roof?
The roof was replaced in January of 2019.
Okay.
And I just finished painting the outside of it.
Okay.
So it's in good shape.
Got it. Well, that's amazing to hear. And so I'm just kind of curious. I mean, once you guys sell the house, you guys are looking to move into like an apartment, like in the same area?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, good to know. And is the wife on board with you and she's kind of in the same page, or are you guys kind of still going back and forth about it?
No, we've done talked about it.
Okay. Awesome. Well, it sounds like the house is in pretty good shape. The roof was replaced. How's the AC? How old's the AC roughly?
Sir?
How old's the AC?
Probably 6-7 years old.
6-7 years old. Okay.
Um,
Got it. Well, I'm not sure if you know exactly kind of how we typically work when it comes to these kind of things, but so I'm an investor, so I buy homes in this area specifically. I work with a lot of homeowners all over in very similar situations. Some are just trying to move and downsize. Some people are, in some rough situations that we try to help them out. But the way I typically work is I'll come in cash. I'll pay for your closing costs. You won't have to worry about any real estate commissions of any kind because we're just going directly to you. So just out of curiosity, I know you guys are looking to potentially downsize. In an ideal world, how soon would you be looking to move forward with the next chapter? Are we talking a couple weeks here, a couple months? What does that look like for you?
Probably a couple of months.
A couple months. Got it. So you guys got some like stuff that you want to pack up and things like that?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I know. 45 years is a small amount of time. Well, good stuff. Good stuff. Out of curiosity here, I'm sure you and your wife have been talking about it a little bit. You sound like a smart guy and you've been taking some good care of your property. If we were to come in cash, pay for your closing costs, no real estate commissions or anything like that, we buy the property completely as it sits, no patching, no sweeping, no painting, nothing like that. Did you guys kind of have like a ballpark number you guys were hoping to get for the property?
Well, the last appraisal was done last year. It was 236, I believe.
Okay. 236.
It's, we've got right at 2,000 square feet heated area. We've got a 14 by 24 deck out back,
Okay.
a 24 by 24 10 shop, and then a two-car that's attached to the house, a two-car carport.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a pretty nice property.
It is. It's right at 5,600 of an acre.
Wow. That's amazing. And you guys been there for 45 years, huh?
Yeah, we moved in February of 1980.
Wow. Well, once you guys sell the property, are you going to take the wife on vacation, or what are you guys going to do? You guys going to go run to the casino?
Well, I doubt we'll go on a vacation. We just going to relax and breathe a little bit financially.
Yeah. Have things been a little bit tight as of lately?
Yes, I've been retired for several years, and I started driving for car dealerships in Albany, Georgia, and I drove with several of them. And last December, I had a wreck down in Orlando, which was my fault, and they couldn't use me anymore. So I lost about a $20,000 a year job because of that. And it's been kind of tight for us.
Yeah. And how long have you been dealing with that for?
I'm begging pardon?
How long have you been dealing with that for? Like, out of the job?
Oh, well, I still drive for other dealerships, but it's nothing compared to what I was doing with a five-star Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Like I said, I've been out of that job since last December.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I can imagine that's got to be pretty tough. And is it just you kind of bringing home the bacon, or is your wife, does she have a job too, or what's going on there?
She's disabled. We got glaucoma.
Oh man. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Ernest. It sounds like you guys are kind of facing some unfortunate situations. I can see why you guys are, looking to part ways with the property. It'd probably be nice to have a little bit of cash in your pocket too, to kind of breathe and not have to worry about stressing out about other jobs and things like that. Right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate you letting me know all that. And just out of curiosity, I mean, is this the first time you're having a conversation about selling the house?
Well, we've been talking about it for quite some time, but we really never did. Never have made a final decision, but it's probably in the process.
Okay. And how long have you guys been talking about it now? Seems like it's been a little while.
6 months or somewhere along there.
Got it. And I sounds like it's been a little while. What's got you guys what was the cherry on top for you guys? Like, why now? Why does it make sense now?
Financial reasons.
Got it. Yeah.
Well, I'm 81 and my wife is 79, so we just want to get out of the responsibility and stop having to pay property taxes.
Yeah, no, I absolutely hear you. Well, the good news is you guys. I like to say this. I always, my grandpa used to always say this, but he's like, I'm still a spring chicken. So if I would just say that you guys are spring chickens still, you guys had a lot of life and probably a lot of cool stories to tell too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you this, Ernest. So I work with, like I was telling you earlier, I work with a lot of homeowners in very similar situations. My heart goes out to you and your wife. It sounds like this has been, not the easiest time for you. I mean, you're 81, you're trying to juggle a couple of jobs just to make sure that you can kind of make ends meet and pay for things. The good thing is you guys got this house here. And so, because I specialize in properties like this, like it would be an honor to work with you and help you out. And I'd love to be the one to help you do that and finally get you out of the situation so you don't have to, just worry about finances anymore. So you and your wife can kind of kick up the feet and, and not have to worry. I'm sure that would be a nice place to be.
Yeah, it would be a relief.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as like, because I like to try to roll out the red carpet. I mean, aside from just like, the number that you're hoping to get, I mean, is there anything else that, is just like, man, this just seems kind of confusing, or I'm not sure exactly how we're going to go about that. Is there anything else that would be that would help you in this situation?
No, not that I know of.
Got it. So you guys probably have a couple grandkids or some nephews or something that could help you move and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, we've got people to help us move.
Oh, okay, good.
We got great grandchildren.
Yeah. Well, that's great to hear. I'm really happy to hear that. So I was kind of letting you know earlier how our situation works. Well, I'm an investor, and so what I would do is I'd come in and help you guys out, and I'd come in cash, buy the property completely as it sits, because I'd be going directly to you. You don't have to worry about people coming in and out of your house, like different buyers and things like that. You wouldn't have to worry about fixing anything that you would typically have to do if you list on the market, as well as you don't have to go through all of like the Bible that it takes to sell a house these days. So it'd be completely as is. So the number that you'd get is the number that you guys would walk away with, no fees, no nothing like that.
Well, that's what the property is valued at. Now that was back last year, so I'm sure it has increased some, but somewhere in the neighborhood of around 230 is what it's valued at.
Yeah. Okay.
The homeowner's insurance is showing it at $336,000, but I know it's not worth that much.
Yeah, I don't see a world where there would be 330. And you sound like a smart guy. I'm just kind of basing off because I buy in this area pretty often. I just know right off the bat. I mean, you might be able to get in the around that number if you were to maybe list with an agent. But I wouldn't be able to be probably anywhere close to that. I mean, do you have any flexibility in that number at all? Possibility. Okay. So the way that I typically run my numbers, Ernest, is I look at what other investors are willing to pay for similar properties in this area. So like similar square footage, similar properties, kind of in the same ballpark of the area that we're talking about, and that kind of gives me a good range of kind of where I would have to be at. Now, what I typically do is I'll kind of phone in my team to kind of like underwrite it and stuff, but I have a pretty good baseline for where we're at. So where I'm kind of seeing other investors, and I'm not even sure this is even something you'd be open to, but I'm seeing other investors coming around like $80,000 to $100,000. No,
that's out of the question.
Yeah, and
I'll just go to a realtor.
Yeah, well, I figured you might say that because I mean it sounds like getting a decent amount of cash in your pocket is going to be important. So that's kind of why I was like, I honestly don't even think that's the right route. There is so what I like to say is we're a creative real estate company, And so there are other options. I actually think might be a better fit for you. Would you be open to hearing about what that might look like?
Not really. I like I say, we're just fixing to eat supper. So I appreciate you calling and I appreciate talking to you.
Yeah, well, just real quick, because I gotta hop here in a second myself, Ernest. So I won't keep you too much longer here. But I do see a world. We did a deal like this not too long ago with a nice family in the area, and we're in the same kind of ballpark where the cash offer didn't make sense, but we ended up getting them $60,000 more than our cash offer because they told me exactly what you're telling me right now, which is I don't necessarily need the money right now. I'm not going to move right now, but there's a way where we still take care of everything for you. So you wouldn't have to worry about the real estate commissions. You wouldn't have to worry about closing costs, but I could probably be somewhere, if you were open to that, and I could get you a little bit more money, probably somewhere around 165.
I'm sorry, how much?
165. If we were to go the more creative route and you don't need the money right now this second.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about it, and I've got your number in my contacts now. If we decide anything, I'll call you back.
Okay. And it sounds like you're part of this too. So maybe after supper, I can give you guys a call as well. And would maybe in like 45 minutes to an hour work?
Let's try it another day because we've had a rough day.
You guys had a rough day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds fine. We'll talk another day then.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. I'm going to be 100% honest. I have no idea how to pitch an ovation.
The novation pitch wasn't bad, bro. We could have, with the old people, the only thing I'd tell you, you want to ask about their kids and how they're going to be involved, because that shit could just fucking backfire so fast.
Yeah.
As if we get some paperwork signed and the kid calls you like, hey, you trying to steal a house from my parents, you dirty piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right. And so we always like to tell them like, hey, I don't know who's calling me. Hey, Mr. Seller, do you have any kids like who you were actually talking to about this and everything else that's going on? And that way we can at least pull it up. And if someone's over 80, typically we aren't going to move forward with them unless we have some kids approval.
Totally.
Because the kids are going to find out one way or another. And I think looking up on Property Radar there, Ernest is 81 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good point.
And then the other thing,
you said go for the no. What were you referencing there?
On the front of the call, you didn't set up the out for him. So like you went over everything, but the one thing you missed, and I'll share my screen. And I just like this. At the end of, naturally, one or two things will happen. Either we'll work together, we won't. Either way is okay. If the price doesn't work for you or you don't believe that we're a good fit, will you be comfortable telling me no? Likewise, if I feel we shouldn't work together, for whatever reason, will you be okay to let me know? And then we go like at the end of the day, my goal is to help you reach your goals.
Yep.
Because then I can isolate everything else and I can just go for the no and be like, Ernest. I mean, at the beginning of the call, I said like, like you could be honest with me. Is this just going to be a no? Like the last thing I'd like to do, Ernest, is waste your time because, yeses are great. Nos are great. Think it over. That's typically you just trying not to hurt my feelings and get off the phone so you can eat some supper.
Yeah.
Right. And so we could talk him through that entire thing. And then he would have like, yeah, it is honestly, sir, just a no. Like, oh, great. What would have made it a yes?
Got it. Okay.
And then it's more than likely, because you isolated everything else, right? And if I say like, okay, well, what would have made it a yes now that this is over? He would be like, well, it's the price. I would honestly need X because we have to pay off. I'm sure they have debt that needs to be covered, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Hell of a call, bro. First pickup of the day. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. I had one roll in Colorado. Let me share my screen. Hey, we got a bunch of people in the chat. Do you guys have any questions about that call and how everything went? I thought Dylan did great. The biggest thing, right, is just going for the no. That's my personal sales philosophy. Because if we can go for that no, the follow-up is going to be easier, and then it feels like the sale is over, and then you can like, okay, well, what's really going on?
Mhm.
And they'll tell you that last final objection that you may have missed. But still, sometimes price is price, guys. Like, we can't beat price.
Yeah.
Going for the no is awesome. I love it. All right, where's this? Oh, well, we're not buying that one. I'm buying Texas. All right, this lead is in New Brunsville, Texas. We got it 18 minutes ago. Oh, this one's worth 400 grand, baby. So right now, guys, I'll change our number. I typically want our number to be associated with the text messages going out, because you guys know how you have an iPhone and it'll say maybe Stratton Brown calling. That lets them know who's calling them, and they're more likely to pick it up. So let's see.
Hey, Juan, am I catching you at a better time now? Awesome. Well, great. Yeah, I was reaching out because it looked like you had filled out a form about potentially selling your house to us on Rochelle Drive here in Pueblo.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Do you mind real quick if I share with you real quick how these calls usually go?
Sure.
Awesome. I appreciate that. So these calls generally take about 20 to 30 minutes, sometimes a little bit shorter if we're pretty efficient. Is that a good time for you?
Yeah, more or less, I guess.
Okay, perfect. So in the past, homeowners that we typically speak to about situations like this, they generally want to know, number one is how our process works. Number two, how much money they're going to walk away with. And number three, when exactly they're going to get their money. Am I missing anything?
No, that's probably about it.
Okay, perfect. So obviously for me to figure out if this is going to be a house that we're going to be able to buy, I'm probably going to need to ask some questions. And some of these questions may come across as personal. Is that going to be okay?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. And at the end of this call, one of a couple things will happen. Either we buy our house or we don't. And if the price doesn't work for you, that's completely okay. If you do decide to keep your home too, that's okay too. And if for any reason, at any time in the call, you don't feel comfortable doing business with me, will you be okay with telling me that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Awesome. And if on the flip side, if this is a home that we're able to buy, will you be okay with that too?
Sure.
Awesome. So real quick, I just want to share with you my biggest fear, if that's all right with you.
Sure.
So my biggest fear is that in the past, some homeowners were a little scared to hurt my feelings. So instead of telling us no, they just say that they need to think about it. So can you promise me that if you don't want to move forward, you just tell me no?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So I was kind of looking into it a little bit here. I saw that it had been listed before. What's got you thinking about selling in the first place?
Foreclosure.
Foreclosure? Oh man. So how?
Yeah. I was trying to keep it out of foreclosure, but I don't know. Right around that time, the wife said I wanted to divorce. I said, "No, we gotta sell the place. We can't keep on to it anymore."
Oh man. How long have you been going back and forth trying to keep the house out of foreclosure?
Like the end of last year, and then yeah, and then all of a sudden, it's not really it was an investment at one time.
Sure.
So and then I wanted to keep it as a primary, but I don't know. I guess back to an investment. Get it the hell out of here.
Yeah, got it. How long have you guys owned the property now for?
2.5, I think, somewhere on there.
2.5. And this started out as a rental for you guys, or was this a primary to start with?
Well, it was going to be a primary, and then yeah, I don't know, couldn't afford it basically, and then I don't know, couldn't really a lot of shit started happening, and here we are, I guess.
A lot of shit started happening.
Yep, just life, I guess. I think that's what you call it.
Yeah. I know. I like to say, I think when I was younger, I used to have what I call rose-colored lenses, and I used to look at everything like peaches and cream. But I think what I've learned now is like life is 50% good and 50% shit. Eventually, the pendulum's got to swing back around, and so I'm sorry to hear that you're kind of in the thick of it right now, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, the reason we're on the phone today is to try to help alleviate some pressure from you and get some light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh yeah, yeah. With every blessing, there's a curse, and with every curse, there's a blessing.
Yeah.
With this, I'm learning to. I learned to be humble as shit. I've learned to work again.
Yep.
I'm learning to do this. I'm learning stuff.
Yeah.
So, let's just. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I didn't know you. It sounds like you double as both an investor and a poet. That was pretty well said. Well, I appreciate you letting me know all that. And just so I kind of make sure I'm understanding here, it sounds like to me, you guys originally bought this house to be a primary. In the meantime, you guys kind of looked at it as an investment. You and the wife kind of got, you know, into some stuff, and it just is not going to work out with you two. And then on top of that, right now, you guys are dealing with Trish trying to get this property off the books because you guys are kind of facing some financial issues with the house. Is that fair to say?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, after I sell it, I'm gonna sell my primary, and I don't know, go bury my divorce sorrows and all around the world, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I always like to joke with the people that we work with, and I'm curious, would you be running to the casino, or are you going to run to Bali and go sip cocktails on the beach? What are you going to do?
Cocktails on the beach, probably somewhere in Central America, Southern America, something like that. Probably Costa Rica. Costa Rica is really nice.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I'll be the one to help you out with that. And you're my kind of style too. I definitely, if I'm going to be at a casino, I might as well write them a donation check because they just take all my money. So I'd much rather sip cocktails on the beach.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell people. They're like, "Let's go to the casino." I'll write them a check right now and just mail it to them. Just save the gas.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about the house now. I appreciate you letting me know everything about your situation. And like I said, I'd love to be the one to help you out with this. As far as like the condition of the house, I've seen some pictures online. Looks like it's in decent shape. Have you guys done like has it been remodeled in the last 10 years?
Oh yeah, top to bottom. That's what it was. We remodeled it absolutely top to bottom. Everything that you see in the pictures is brand new.
Got it. So roof,
Well,
AC,
maybe not everything, but
all new everything?
yeah, almost everything. I mean, we put brand new hard surface. I don't know, brand new vanities. Well, brand new hard surfaces throughout. Brand new this, brand new that. I mean, we should probably spend minimum $100,000 on it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it looks nice. I'm looking at some pictures here now. And it looks like you had it listed before. I mean, what happened with that? Why not just stay with the listing?
It's gone back up. The listing actually was 6 months. It actually expired. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it was one of those things where I was talking to the guy yesterday. Google was listening, of course, like they always do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys popped up, and I said, okay, why not?
Yeah, might as well see what they're willing to offer, kind of thing. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, for shits and grins. But yeah, I signed with him today. But yeah, I need out. Well, I haven't even signed it yet. I haven't even looked at the contract. But
Yeah.
I did talk to the guy today. So.
Got it. So as of right now, it's not listed. You don't have anything signed, so you're still able to maybe sell the property if you wanted to, if it made sense.
Exactly. Tomorrow, that's a different story. Because I'm gonna go home tonight after I get off work, look at it, whatever. But
Yeah.
and probably sign it in the morning. But yeah, as a right now, right this second, freeze the bird.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm glad we're on the phone today. I mean, I think that there's definitely some possibility of us potentially helping you out. So now, one thing I do want to say, the reason people typically work with us is because we're kind of like what I like to call a white glove service. And so what I mean by that is I help a lot of homeowners in very similar situations to you all the time. We deal with probably 3 to 5 homeowners every single month and from all walks of life. The reason people typically come to us is because they just don't want to go through the hassle of having to sign all that, documents with the realtor, having people coming in and out of their house, buyers to kind of, negotiate them down in price because they're like, oh, we want this. We're seeing a lot of seller credits right now. And so the difference when they work with us is it's white glove service. So we come in, we buy the property completely as it sits, no patching, no sweeping, no nothing like that. There's no real estate commissions that you'd have to pay for. And I'll even pay for your closing costs. It's not a gazillion dollars at the end of the day, but it's a couple extra $1,000 in your pocket. So that's typically how we work.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, I mean, the reason why I'm doing it is just because of time.
Yeah.
It's basically it's your time. Time is money.
Time is money.
That's exactly what they're telling me, and they're telling me some crazy numbers. So gotta go.
Yeah. What do you mean by crazy numbers?
What, I don't know, but like $4,500 a month just in default interest. That's just in the default interest.
Oh man. Yeah.
So I'm like, it kind of sucks. It's kind of got to do it.
Yeah. And how many months have you been behind now?
I have no clue. I think total's like 370 or 360. I want to say 360, but 370 is probably more realistic. I mean, 370 is conservative. 360 is realistic.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Well, I'd love to be able to help you out. The unfortunate part about this, Juan, is because I'm an investor, I can't pay what like a retail buyer is going to pay, right? So like what you get with working with me is going to be speed and convenience. So like I could probably have this all wrapped up for you within 30 days, maybe even sooner if all things check out with an escrow and stuff. Now the problem with that is you're going to make more money if you sold on the open market. That's just the reality. Where I would have to. So the way I typically run my numbers, Juan, is I do one of a couple things. Number one, what I do is I go and I look in the area and I see what other investors are willing to pay for similar properties, like a similar condition and so on and so forth. Now, my goal, right, is I'm going to either renovate it if it needs some work and maybe resell it for a profit, or I'm going to rent it out to some nice families. So when I look at what other investors are willing to pay, the number that I would probably have to be at in order for it to make sense for me would probably be in the ballpark of like 260 to 270.
Yeah, that's not even realistic. We could save some time now and say no. I told you I'd be truthful with you, and
yeah,
260 is I'd rather just lose it to the bank and let them take it and give me the credit.
Yeah. And I wish I could wave a magic wand and try to help you out here, but I'm not sure I could see a world where we're going to be able to make that happen. The only other avenue that I could maybe see is what's your interest rate on the property?
I want to say like 8 or 9, something like that.
Oh man, 8 or 9%? Did you get a hard money loan?
Yeah. No, it's commercial.
Got it. Okay. Well, that kind of takes out that option. So I think honestly, Juan, if I'm going to be really honest with you, like I told you at the beginning of the call, I'd tell you, perfectly fine that if it wasn't a good fit for me, I would tell you that. And it just seems like I think your best option here is probably going to be listing on the open market.
Okay. Yeah, it was just tonight. I mean, I already had that ball rolling. I just haven't clicked sign yet. So,
yeah. Now, as far as I know, I'm not a good fit for this house specifically, but you had mentioned earlier in the call that you were maybe interested in maybe selling your primary as well.
I don't know if I said that, but yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. So let me take a quick peek at it. What's the address?
608 East 6th Street.
608. What was the street name?
6.
Okay.
6.
Okay. And is that in same town?
Pueblo 1.
Okay. Let's see. Let me see real quick. I'm just pulling it up. Okay. 608 East Pueblo Street. Okay. Now I do see some pictures on here. I see some checkerboard tile. Is that still? No, that's gone. You didn't keep the checkerboard tile?
Yeah, no.
I don't know. It's pretty nice. So since you've been there, Juan, for so many years now, what type of remodeling have you done to this house in the last 10 years?
So you finished the basement. So the basement, there's an amazing theater room down there and a grow room down there.
You say a grow room?
Let's see. Yeah, well, I mean, like outlets and stuff like that.
Oh.
I mean, for growing plants or whatever.
Yeah.
I that's in for the winter, and then just sleep under the lights.
Okay, there you go. And
I would always be have the biggest bouquet in the spring. 'Cause I never had to buy a small bouquet and grow it. It was always grown from last year.
oh, that's amazing. I love to hear that. And how long have you owned this property for?
I want to say 7 years, somewhere. It's going on 7, 6, 10 or something like that, 6, 9.
Okay. And do you still have a mortgage balance on that one, or is that one owned free and clear?
No, that one has mortgage. That one's right at 100.
Right at
Something
100.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And so in an ideal world, if I'm hearing you right, you sell this house that's in foreclosure on the market, you get out of that one, and then you would sell the primary as well too, and maybe go to Central America or something.
Yeah, I'm going. The wife, we just got to figure out. I mean, she's getting the hell out of there basically. After that, we're gonna sell it. So I don't know when.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna force her out. I mean,
Sure. Yeah. It sounds like to me, just correct me if I'm wrong here. It sounds like to me, you guys definitely want to sell the one that's in foreclosure to get out of that. And then the primary house, you're not 100% in a rush. It's something that you guys are kind of thinking about. You're probably going to do, but you're not in a rush to do that. It's kind of like your wife's time, right?
I don't know. We're definitely gonna do it. I mean, there's no thought, there's no anything. We're getting divorced. It's just basically where is the wife gonna go now? I mean, she's trying to. She's looking at house. I mean, she's looking at house. That's as far as I know. I can tell you because I really don't know anything else. I'm the ex-husband. She don't tell me shit.
Yeah. Gosh, sounds difficult. Yeah.
Anyway.
So okay, so in an ideal world, Juan, I mean, if you were to sell this house here on 6th Street, how soon would you be looking to sell this one?
I don't know. In an ideal world, end of the month. I don't know. I mean, the wife. I don't know anything about the wife's plans.
Yeah.
We do have a calendar together, so I know that she's still looking at house.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Well, yeah. Got it. Okay.
That's how I found out about the divorce too. Is like looked on the calendar. It's like a divorce attorney.
No kidding. That's how you found out?
That's how I found out.
Oh man, that's crazy. I'm so that's
Yeah, she thought that when you share a calendar with someone, you could always click do not send.
Yeah.
Well, every time she clicks do not send, it sends.
Oh man.
And it's been like that for years. But that's how I found out I was getting divorced. It was like, well, divorce attorney.
Yeah.
Why
Gosh.
do we need a divorce attorney?
Gosh, that's a shitty way to find out about that one. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all good. I had to find out somehow.
Yep. No, I definitely hear you. So, okay, well that gives you kind of a good idea. It sounds like in an ideal world, you guys would be looking to sell this kind of soon. The only thing that's kind of really holding you back is where the wife's going to go. Is there anything else that would be kind of in the backdrop that would make you kind of just curious about selling, or like anything that would hold you back? Or is that the only thing?
Nah, I mean, one thing I know would hold it back is the judge. Even though it's 100% my house, I mean, the wife has some crazy idea that she has some type of. I mean, I bought it before we got married. I bought it like right when we met.
Okay, got it. And now, is she on title with you, or is this just you?
No, just me.
Okay, so
she thinks that she has some crazy idea that real estate that's owned previous to marriage. I mean, and not common is hers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so what I'll typically do from here on is I'm going to take all this information back to my team, and I'll kind of see where we kind of be. What's really helpful for me, and you sound like a smart guy. It sounds like you've been thinking about this for a little bit now. Just out of curiosity, I mean, if we were to come in same kind of process as before, come in cash, like we'll pay for your closing costs. You won't have to worry about any real estate commissions. Is there kind of a ballpark number that you're hoping to get for this property to kind of walk away from it?
I have absolutely no clue. I don't even know what what's going for anymore. I don't know what anything's
Sure.
really doing anymore.
Yeah.
I think next door, the property next door, next door is like 2.5. But I think they have a new kitchen. I don't have a new kitchen. That's the only thing I don't have new is the kitchen. Everything else.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think they have a new kitchen and garage, but they're sitting at 2.5. I don't know. So realistically, I don't know what I want. I just know what they're doing on the block.
Sure. Yeah, no, I absolutely hear you. Well, you sound like a smart guy. And it sounds like you do know a little bit about what's going on in the area, and I'm sure there's got to be a ballpark. So what I typically like to do is I want to just take kind of just a ballpark number back to my team, because I'm going to take that number and actually try to go at that for you. Because if I don't come to them with a number, at least this ballpark one, they're probably going to come in with a lower number, and I'd hate to waste both of our time. So, I mean, do you have any just like a ballpark number that you'd be hoping to get for it that I can take back to my team?
Last time the wife and I were talking about selling, just dumping it, we were talking about like 180.
About 180.
Because we know we can get probably, I don't know, 220 for it. I mean, I don't know, maybe a little less, but we were talking about just maybe dumping it for 180 or something close. I don't know.
Got it. So there's about 180, but you'd have a little bit of flexibility there if it made sense.
Yeah, I mean, if it makes sense.
Sure.
But, I mean, yeah, if someone puts a new kitchen in there, I mean, they're in the, and at least 230, 240.
Yeah.
Range easily.
Well, what I can tell you, Juan, is I'm definitely going to be somewhere between $1 and $1 million. So there's your kind of ballpark for you. But I'll take that stuff back to my team. What we're definitely going to need from here is that they're going to crunch their numbers. They're going to do their thing. They're the numbers people. I'm the relationship people. So I definitely want to do everything I can to help you guys out. My heart goes out to you and your family. I know this is not an easy time for you. You're being chipper about it, but I know this has got to be a difficult time. So one thing that we will need to get, though, just because even though I know it's not ideal, but we'd probably have to get like your number or like your wife on the phone or something like that, just to kind of see where her head's at with as far as the number goes, just to kind of make sure you guys are both on the same page, and then we could potentially do something together and help you guys out.
But she don't own anything. I mean, it's only mine. The only thing she has to do with this, she's a tenant. So
Did you guys get a prenup before you got married?
nope,
Yeah. So you might run in.
no prenup, but it was this. We have no community property, and this was in my name. Any in Colorado at least, any property that's before the marriage is safe.
Okay. So what I'll do then, Juan, is I'll talk to my team, because I never want to say something I don't know for sure. So what I'll do, I'll talk to this really smart people I got on my team to kind of see what the best avenue is here, and then I'll have them kind of crunch their numbers and stuff. I can probably give you a call back here in a little bit. Would you be available a little bit later this evening?
Yeah, should be. About what time?
They could be as soon as, like, I'd say 30 to 45 minutes, maybe a little bit sooner, potentially. Let's say 30 minutes, give or take 15.
Let me see. Hold on. I'm almost back on the road. My car is almost charged. So yeah, I guess it all depends if I'm speeding down the highway or if I'm just stuck in traffic.
Sure.
Whether I answer the phone or not.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead and give me a call.
All right. Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time, Juan, and I'll give you a call back shortly. All right. Bye-bye.
Oh man, this dude's fucked.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude's. I mean, bro, this is the closest thing to it, and this thing's sold at 145. I don't know what I have no idea what this man is seeing when he's saying. Did you see anything? Were you looking at all?
I only looked at his house, but it says 141 is his estimate.
God.
I see one here sold 912 square feet, 140.
Yeah.
175, 960 square feet. Let's see how close that is. A little bit farther down the street. Yeah, I mean, the highest I see is 175. I don't know where he got 2.5 from.
No, I have no clue where he pulled that number from.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm looking at it right now. It's not the best. It's across the street from a park, but I mean, you'd want to be $100,000 innovation is probably the best bet for that.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be because if we go, there we go. So if we think we could get 145 for it, you don't want it. Innovation just is so much work. You wouldn't want to do it for less than 20 grand. I mean, he'd get 16 grand.
Hmm.
So I mean, the offer would be like 110 to 105 to 116, 115. Imagine if you could sell it at 145, and that's if he's not lying about the overall condition of the house. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Great call, bro. Great price pull out at the end there with him. Most
Thanks,
people
bro.
give up right there. Most people give up. That line is my favorite line.
Yeah, dude, it works almost every time. Like and I think too, like for everybody that's like listening in right now, a lot of people fold immediately if you don't get the price. There's like 3 different ways that I like to do it. Number one is just like, hey, if we were to come in cash, blah blah blah. Like you explain the offer, you say, hey, a ballpark number. What are you hoping to get? They're usually going to say, oh, I don't have a number. I haven't done my research, which is exactly what he said. It's like they all read the same textbook, and then you hit them with what. I mean, and this is a little bit more playful. I like to be more playful here, but hey, you sound like a smart guy, and it sounds like you've been thinking about it for a little bit now. So I'm sure there's got to be like a ballpark, number that you're hoping to get. Now we're kind of a little bit more playful here, and so it's giving it different energy. And then if you don't get it, then the third one is hey, listen, I just want to help you out, and so I need to take just some ballpark number back to my team so I can actually go at bat for you. Because if I don't come back in, with a number, they're probably going to come in with a lower number. And I just kind of let that.
It has to be at bat. It has to be same side of the table. I'm going to go to at bat for you. Not like if you can implement that, then it's us versus them instead
100%.
of you versus him. So when you guys do go to that third one, and even as you get into the negotiation, it's always the third party person is the bad guy. I know RJ Bates says like he's the final decision maker. I will never do that in a negotiation because then it'll make things go south really fast.
Totally agree. And you guys, like, that was a textbook version of how to do a price pullout. Like almost always you're not going to get it on the first one. Very rarely will you do it. And then I'd say you get probably like 30 to 40% of people that will just fold up to the second time. But I wouldn't even expect to do that. I would almost expect to have to go to the third, but hardly, especially like Stratton's saying, like when you go on the same side of the table, it works almost every time.
Oh yeah. Great job, bro. What's innovation? Innovation is when we will do the work as far as fixing up any part of the property that needs to be done, and we'll put it on the market while it's still in their name. And it's just an easier way for us to make a little bit more money. But the hard part is when they're owner occupied, it's really messy, honestly. Like, because then they do have to do a bunch of showings and everything else. Like, we've done it before, but you have to have a ton of rapport with that seller, or they have to be 100% on board with decent pricing numbers, because all you're going to end up doing is giving up a bunch of credits when you're doing that innovation if it does need a ton of work, and like they have to go in and out of the house. And so with that guy on the other house, we couldn't go sub 2 because he owed way too much and his interest rate is like 7 or 8% on a $300,000 house. That makes 0 sense. And then you can't really do an ovation on a property that is been listed for 6 months over market value and it's fully rehabbed. Like, because we can't add any value as far as rehabbing, we can't really add any value as far as marketing. And so with that, then you're just like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can help you with. Just because, bro, I mean, that thing's been on the market for 6 months. That one's screwed.
Yeah.
And that, you can't control that with PPL, but if you're cold calling, that's why you don't call leads with no equity. And you want to target people who go into house for at least 5 or 10 years. So when you say 100K innovation, he gets 100K and we fix what's necessary, then show the house. Yeah. Like, it'd be like, all right, you can walk away with 116 is probably the max number. We would fix whatever needs to get fixed, and then we would take the rest and we'd put it on the market like 145, and it will leave us like a 20K spread. But a 20K novation, if you're going to put in work, to me is not worth it. It's a lot of time and energy, a lot of risk. You don't own the property. And I just know too many people have been burned doing it that way. And so that's why I don't like. Like, we have one in Fresno, me and Kevin Panu, and we're waiting to get another bid back from a contractor, because if it goes past a certain number, you don't get the yield you want. All right, here we go. Oh. I'm getting sent straight to voicemail. I'm gonna call him. Yes. I need to show off my skills. Dylan's had too much time.
Too much time. Let's get the mood right here.
All right, that one didn't pick up. Back to the marketplace. All right, we don't want that one in the borrow. That's no good. William Smith, Lee, Illinois. Again, guys, all I want to do, I'm just going right there. I think we already did Lee, actually. Harris, Montgomery. And these ones can be really good leads. Like these $55 leads. Florida's a tough market right now, but there's still lots of buyers. Oh yeah, killer. 320,000. Fresno, California, only has 500,000 people. The greater county has 1 million. But that makes it, man, so much easier when it comes to dispo.
Oh.
All right, it's dialing. We got that speed to lead going. I for sure thought Dylan had a lightsaber too. So I'm not going to refund these leads right now, but any lead that you get with Lead Zillow that doesn't have like a working phone number, first we can skip trace it inside ReSimply, but we can also refund it after we skip trace it. Man, I'm getting terrible luck here.
At the moment.
So I got his voicemail. We're going to send him a text. Oh, we haven't even triggered our drip campaigns yet. I personally never leave voicemails. Here's another text. Bam. We call out of our Florida phone number. We'll give him one more call, see if he picks up. Damn, no pickup. All right, I just bought one in Klamath, Oregon.
Let's go.
Let's go. We're gonna get someone. Miguel, you can't call one, bro. I'm sorry. We should do one where we'll have it like be a little bit interactive. I don't know. We got to make someone prove themselves to be able to call one, though. You know, you can't just like say, "Let me call one." You gotta prove yourself, bro. You gotta prove that you're the one. All right, this is Marty Hopkins. And guys, if you're calling in another state and you don't have a phone number for that state, just call from the closest area. That's what I do. So like this leads in Oregon. We'll call from our California number. Hey Marty, this is Stratton. You reached out to us about this house up in Crescent. We're still interested in selling it.
Yeah, right for us.
Awesome.
Got a lot of stuff done on it, but I want to try to get it out here before winter, and I'm having trouble with people helping me.
I'm sorry to hear that. How much were you looking to sell it for?
Pardon me?
How much were you looking to sell it for?
Well, if I just readjusted the door and put down the flooring, some more paint, I was hoping to get 440 out of it.
Oh
It's
wow.
an income property, sits up on a hill, beautiful view of Walker Mountain, the Little Deschutes River out here. It's actually 2 lots. It's got a studio apartment. I don't know what else you want to know about it.
Yeah, can I just share with you typically how these calls go with our clients?
Pardon me?
Can I share with you typically how these calls go with our clients?
Yeah.
Great. So everybody wants to know how much we can get them, what our process looks like, and how long our process takes. Am I missing anything?
No, I'm worried about me finding the property to move into after I sell this one. But I'm trying to move up to Lapine, where there's more doctors and easier to get to them.
Oh wow, more doctors. What's going on?
Well, I've got an amputated leg, so I'm kind of bed stricken right now. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, yeah, nature of the beast.
When did that happen?
So, diabetic treated the problem, and then it started rotting in my toes, and I cut those off, and the suction didn't go away, and then I decided, well, we need to go farther up the leg, and it's about 6 inches below the knee.
Oh man.
But if they could come up with $400K, and if I was getting cashed out with no closing costs or anything, we could do that.
And you keep saying 400,000. Is there a particular reason behind that?
Well, you got to see some of the cracker boxes that they're selling around here. The 2-bedroom, 1-bath for up in the 265,000 range. I've got a beautiful view. I've got 2 lots. Got a studio apartment and a 1,500 plus up on top up here. I put in a ramp. There's some stuff that needs to be done. I'm trying to get somebody to help me, but that doesn't seem to be working real well. But I know this for square footage. I'm over 2,000 square feet at $200 a square foot. And that's how I'm figuring out my numbers.
Okay.
I watch the market all the time.
And when you say you're trying to get someone to help you, what are you trying to have them help you do?
Well, fix my deck out there. It's got a lot of rotten wood on it.
Uh-huh.
Also got to take some of it apart, replace the rotten stuff, and put it back together. But I'm trying to get anybody to commit themselves. It's been real hard to do. And still got the kitchen floor to finish up. Paint the cabinets, put new granite countertops on. Front room needs to be painted. And trim work, and other than that, that's about it.
It sounds like a decent amount of work, though. Were you just going to come out of pocket to get all that done?
No, what I look at it is if they want to buy it, they can fix it up. I mean, the stuff I'm talking about is more labor intensive
Shit, my grandma could do it. But I could do it if I could get up off my feet, but I can't unless I have. Yeah. So.
How long
anyhow,
ago did you get your leg amputated?
October 3rd or 11th.
Oh, so this is fresh.
Well, yeah, but I've been in bed all that time. I couldn't walk for almost 2 years now.
Oh man, have you been able to work?
Well, I'm retired.
You're retired. What'd you retire from?
I used to
Manage people. Okay. I was up here. Well, I didn't go all the way up to Crescent. I took a fifth wheel from like Northern California up into Roseburg, and then I went.
Yeah.
I love Roseburg was the best part of the trip. I went like Northern California, a little over, and then like through Shasta a little bit, and then we went up into Roseburg. What's the big mountain up there? Crater Lake. Yeah, I went to Crater Lake. It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just down the road.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. This is really a kind of a sawed off area because of they get hit with a little bit more harder winter. But for people that are families that are skiers and like getting out there and it's getting into snow and doing stuff, snowmobiles and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the means. I just moved over here to save my daughter from an abusive situation and got work, but now I've got to sit here having health problems and having trouble getting anything done. So if I was gonna fix all that, I'd tell you $425. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd drop down 25.
I get that. I mean, just real quick, I'll finish telling you about how these calls go. Marty, you sound like a great guy. And the biggest thing is the nicest people I deal with try not to hurt my feelings. Well, I'm like, hey, it's okay if you don't want to work with us. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. You can just tell me no if at the end of it the price doesn't work for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. And then obviously on the call, I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions like I have been. Some of them may even come across as personal. Doesn't sound like you'll have an issue with that. We've been talking pretty good. And by the end of it, my goal is to help you reach your goals. It sounds like helping you move up somewhere where you're a little bit closer to a doctor's and live a little bit more comfortable. If at any point in time on the call, if I'm like, hey, Marty, it's probably not gonna be the best fit for whatever reason, I'll let you know. I might feel comfortable doing the same thing. Is that okay?
Okay.
Awesome. And so you said the roof was good. Is that right?
Metal roof.
Metal roof, so we're good there.
Cedar siding.
And then the studio. What can you tell me about that?
It does not have a range because then it falls under an apartment, and then the whole criteria of renting it out changes. But it's got a bathroom down here. Good amount of square footage, about 600 square feet. It's a little bitty, not real big kitchen, but it's got a kitchen big enough for its mother-in-law is what it is.
Okay.
Anybody wants to move into it with their mom, well, I know where to put her.
Awesome. And then we got to do the inside. We got to do the deck. What else would you say major or minor that needs to be done?
The bathroom, I need to get in there. Needs to do the curtains out with the painter cabinet and get the light switched over to the other side of the when you walk, put the light on easier. Other than that, and of course the flooring. I replaced almost all the flooring in the whole house, and that's one of the things that started my medical problem. That I had to chisel up and break the tile. I mean, there's thousands of them. But mud, glue,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Barn goes pretty quick.
And
So,
how soon were you looking to sell this one? 30 days, 6 months?
yeah, I'd like to sell it like ASAP, to be honest. I was going to have to get a labor or somebody to move all of our stuff because I can't do it. And then, of course, I got to find a place to move.
And what was the big reason that you wanted to sell it in 30 days? Why not like 6 months to a year?
Well, because I don't want to spend another year. It's pretty brutal as far as, not real brutal, but we got some pretty good snow, and I live up on the hill, and
Okay.
it makes it harder for people to get in and out.
Okay. So it makes it hard getting out. Sounds like it's a brutal winter. It sounds like you could have, it'd be nicer to have some help around you too to handle everything.
Well, that's the whole thing is, but if I got up north, up to a line, then I could get more people, nurses and stuff to help me until I could get away. I don't know when I'll get away. Until I could go on for another whole year before I see one. But they keep dragging their feet. So,
Okay.
anyhow, it's an alpine house where it's got the beams up on the ceiling with a tongue and groove up on top of that. And it's pretty cool. It's got character to the house does compared to a lot of just standard sheetrock. So this is at least got the beams on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And was there anyone else on title with you?
you know, my wife, Valerie,
And is she on board with selling it? I'm sure this has been hard on her too.
pardon me.
I'm sure this has been hard on her too.
So I got she got
Oh, yeah.
we were both going downhill quick.
Who's taking care of your wife?
My daughter's been here, my youngest one, trying to help him and trying to take care of her. And so far it's been okay, but we gotta have to make some changes.
Miguel, text us the lead.
I might have to go back on this stone for a while, and there really wouldn't be anybody even. My oldest daughter's in and out, but it's not worth me to support the household.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm not going to be there.
I mean, Marty, can I be honest with you?
What about?
With the amount of work that house needs, you're gonna have a tough time getting 400 out of it.
Well, there again, I've asked people to not worry about it. I was going to do another refi and get a little money together, but like I said, I've got to just sit here and go with the flow, and if I can get somebody to help me, hallelujah. If I can't, then God's word should make me stay here and deal with it some more. So,
Okay. I mean, if things change, Marty, I'll be right here, and we'd be willing to help. I just couldn't. I wouldn't be able to make that 400. You sound like a really savvy guy. We'd lose a lot of money if that's the price that we did it at.
the thing is if you looked at other comparable houses, you'd be surprised how small they are, and wanting into 400, 389, 400, 425.
I'm seeing one that's like fully remodeled. That's a 3.2, 1,700 square feet that was built in 06. It's sold at that 450 mark, and it's about a block away. It's in the same area.
Yeah.
But fully remodeling your place, you have a big place. You know how hard it is to get people just to get up there and do some work. Like that's a hard task in and of itself.
There ain't that much work that needs to be done. It's just if you don't have the ability or not. I got an old car out here that's rusted. Everybody's afraid of taking it, cutting the rust out, and putting new metal in and welding it in. It's like, you can't do that with a car. So you shouldn't be buying and selling cars.
Uh-huh.
You're going to run into a bunch of them like that. Shut up! So,
anyhow, I appreciate your honesty.
Of course, Marty. If anything changes for you, this is my number. Reach out to me. If I don't pick up, it's just because I'm on the phone trying to help out another homeowner. But I know we'd want to be in the 2 to 3 range, if just to be honest with you. And I'll go to the team when the time comes, and I'll get you a solid number and get it dialed. So hopefully we can get you in a better spot and get you and your wife taken care of.
Well, the thing is right now, almost every penny I bring in goes out to support the house, the electric, the water, other crap we got going on. And I want to get to where my damn house payment's down. And I can't do it at $300. That only gives me about not even $100,000 to try to go buy a trash can up north and try to get a place to live. So that's the reason I've got to take and come out if I have money to work with.
I get it.
As far as getting it picked up, I'll just take it up and down.
No problem. I wish you the best of luck. You'll be in our prayers. You have a great day, Marty.
Thank you so much.
Bye. That man is going to sell eventually.
100%.
That
Dude,
man
that
is going.
Really good call. Really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Right, because like we can pull out. I'm trying to think of where I could have taken it better. When I know, I try not to prejudge leads, but when I know like homeboy's not budging,
Yeah.
I want to dig into pain a little bit more, but I'm not going to waste 30 minutes of our time to like try and talk to him. Yeah, I can build some rapport, but this guy, this is our seller. This man right here is our seller. The pain has just not gotten strong enough yet.
Yeah.
The team will follow up with him. We'll have drips on him for the next year, but this guy has to sell. And he's saying 100 grand isn't enough. And like, I know what he's talking about. I've been there. Like, I need this dollar amount. He's going to have a come to Jesus moment of like, hey, something has to give. And
100%.
then he's going to have to do something. And then this would, in an area like this, we'd have to do Innovation just because it's smaller. It's high price pointed, but it's a smaller area and it's like a destination place. Innovation would be good. Any questions on the call, bro? Any feedback on the call?
Dude, I think you're a smooth operator, man. You asked a lot of really good questions, and I mean, and you let him. That's the thing. I think a lot of people overthink it, but you just let him talk, you know, and you dug into his pain, dude. I thought that was a really good call. I agree with you. I don't think he's not going to make a decision anytime soon. So there's no sense in trying to push a circle into a round hole, or circle into a square hole.
And guys, I'm never, ever, ever going to give out like a solid number for a guy like that because he'll never pick up his phone again.
Yeah.
I'll give him like a ballpark because everyone else is going to be lower, but it'll be 200 to 300,000. If I'm running cash numbers, 250 to I bet you 230 would be a great price. And we could sell it at like 260 probably with the amount of work it needs to be done. But these like old country dudes, he's like, it doesn't need that much work. And he spent 3 minutes telling me line by line all the shit that needs to be done. Yeah.
100%.
All right, where do you want to go? You got to pick one.
All right, let's see. Let's try to stay in Texas, dude. I like Texas.
Florida.
Also, where do we want to go with that one lead from earlier? Is it even worth like giving him an offer?
Which one?
The one I was talking to earlier?
In Colorado?
Yeah.
We can. Those are just tough ones, bro, because you still want to make the offer, but he doesn't have enough equity. And in Pueblo, I'd want it to be a novation.
That's true. I forgot. He has like 100 grand. I forgot about that.
So like in that situation, I've gotten good because I just have a come to Jesus moment. Like, hey, bro, here's the barrel of the gun that you're staring down, and this is the best possible way to solve this. Because with these nationwide leads, you can have that type of conversation if it's in a third tier market.
Yeah.
Because here's how we're going to help you out. Either you do this or it doesn't work. And you've tried doing it the other way with that realtor, and it looks like you've been shit out of luck.
Yeah.
That's how I'd approach it when you made that offer, and just see how it goes. All right, let me see. Images. Where's Wood, Texas? All right, well, here's one in Texas, bro. It's got Let's see. But yeah, guys. So that last lead was a great. That's still a great lead. Like that's a lead that you want to be with. All right, the info's coming now. Vicky Baker. What was T-Mac's question? What's the type of margin we're going for? The type of margin when you're going, I'll share my calculator in a little bit after this call. And I'll go over it, T-Mac, but you want to give an investor 13 to 10% to make something happen. Is what like when I'm looking at a flip calculator. If it's not that, the risk isn't worth it.
Yeah, because you're going to be spending all that time trying to dispo a deal that has tight margins.
Yeah, and you're gonna try to dispo a deal that doesn't work, and if you're in a second tier market, it's really, really tough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see where this bad boy's at. Oh, 270. It's a mobile home doing.
All right. Let's get it.
And this is about an hour outside of Fort Worth.
Okay.
She's 71.
Got it.
Hi, this is Vicky. I'm sorry I'm not available. Hi, this is Vicky.
One more time.
Hi, this is Vicky. I'm sorry.
All right.
Let's shoot her a text.
Yep.
All right, Harris, Texas. What are we looking at? Oh, 4.8 million. How'd this one slip through? Look, we just bought the lead. Our drip campaign's already going. If you guys want our drips, send me a DM. You have to pay for them. We got a really good guy. Do you have Omni Drip yet, Dylan?
Do not.
You missed it out, bro. All right, here's the address. Jesse. I hate it when I do that. All right, there you go.
All right. All right.
T-Mac, when you're comping houses up in those areas, you really just want a house that's selling, and then you kind of got to do guesstimate math by taking 20 to 30% off. If it's a really nice house and it's like newer, I'll take 20 to 30% off the price of that price per square foot, and then I'll just use that as our ARV.
I also got a text from Vicky. She said must have 275.
Sorry, the mailbox is full and there is no.
on, someone pick up. These are the leads I dream about, bro. One lead. Look at all these comps right here. This is fucking perfect.
Sorry, the mailbox is full.
All right.
All right, let me I'm calling a cold lead real quick.
Do it.
That Miguel just sent us.
Cool.
I'm sorry. You can't leave a message because the voicemail box that hasn't been submitted.
Miguel, this is your chick. I don't think she's gonna pick up.
Oh,
All right. Next one. We gotta pick up this energy.
let's freaking go, dude.
I'm sorry.
All right, no pickup. Charlotte, Florida. Yep, banger. We'll buy both of them. You throwing in another Zinner, bro?
No, I'm done in food.
How many do you go through a day?
Dude, I'm ashamed to admit I quit for like 2 months and I just did it again. But it was probably
What
like
happened? One day you just like looked at the can and you were just like, it's time.
Dude, I was having a coffee and working, and I was like, you know, it'd make this a little bit better if I was a little bit more locked in. And then there I was. And that was yesterday. Oh man.
Oh my god. And that was yesterday. Do you not take any Adderall or anything?
No, dude. I'm pretty much exclusively like coffee and then unfortunately Zins.
Bro, Adderall and armodafinil are fucking it, bro.
What is arbidacinol? That sounds crazy. Sounds like a magic.
I'll go on this rant, then we'll call some more leads. It's a drug for narcolepsy. You know who Tim Ferriss is?
Yeah.
I got it from Tim Ferriss, like with his whole like biohacking shit. He was like, no, this is what everybody in the Silicon Valley uses is modafinil or armodafinil or Provigil or Nuvigil. And that, so I used to be able to buy it from India and I'd buy it in like these big packs. I put Jake on it. And then it was from like sharkmood.com. It'd be shipped in India and it'd come in this fucking cardboard box. And I'd get a bunch of like armodafinil in there. And then the website got shut down. And so now I don't know what to do. I got to go see a therapist so I can get some Adderall. All right. So Vicky, let me call this guy Richard. Let's see here. Guys, what questions do you have? We've been pounding out leads. And this is, if you're like thinking real estate should be exciting, this is most of my day. I still work a ton of our leads because we get so many every day. And this is my day. Is just on the phone, talking to dudes, seeing what's going on, and then selling shit. I mean, what does your day look like, Dylan?
It's pretty similar, man. Yeah, and I do a lot of flipping still, so a lot of it's networking too. You know, so a lot of social media stuff, a lot of lunches, lots of calls. It's pretty much the same thing every day.
I can't.
Really, I feel like the nuts and bolts of the business is like having as many conversations about real estate as humanly possible, whether that's other people that are in the space or people that need to sell their house. That's it.
Yep. What time was jiu-jitsu? 6:30?
6:30. Dude, I'm stoked that you're going.
I'm really trying. I want to go hard. I just don't want to get hurt. But if I fucking do shit like I don't want to get hurt, I'll get hurt.
Yeah.
Like as an athlete, like if you're doing shit to not get hurt, you're just gonna get your fucking arms ripped off.
Yeah, almost always. For those of you guys that don't know, Stratton is one of the most explosive fucking people I've ever rolled with in my life.
That's what 4 or 5 years of a college strength and conditioning program will do for you.
Hell yeah.
And I was the weak one. That's what's crazy. Like I was like very average.
That's wild, dude. I mean, yeah, you guys are essentially training to just hit trucks every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
If I was going to be in the NFL, dude, I'd want to be the water boy. Or a kicker.
I'm trying to think of what would be a good one. Wide receiver isn't bad anymore, dude. Wide receiver's fine. Wide receiver is probably the best position without the fucking stress of being a quarterback. Mm-hmm. But corner is so hard. People don't understand how hard playing corner in the NFL is. Just try doing everything you do backwards for the rest of your life, and then you are gonna get your ass fucking toasted on national television and made fun of, and you have to bounce back the next day with the utmost confidence. Like I think it's the craziest position in sports.
Yeah, that's wild. What position were you in college?
Safety and corner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like you have to corner, bro. Like, and I remember getting toasted. I went to safety because like I was like, fuck, bro. Safety will be easier than corner. Because I played like press man back when like Richard Sherman was big because I'm a bigger corner. And then they didn't let me press man, and so I had to do like back pedal, and I would just get toasted sometimes, bro. To where safety, like I was like a banger, and so it fit my personality a lot more.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fullback's got to be the worst position, right?
Yeah, like what Dean was doing when he made it to the league, bro. Holy shit. There's no fucking way. Because like, bro, he's filling a gap, and like Ray Lewis is on the other side. Like that's what that is. Like the most explosive man. Like you want to talk about explosive.
Yeah.
His job is to toss dudes off of you.
Yeah, I do not envy that, dude.
No pickup. All right. I'll send you this one. What do we got? So Vicky texted you back. This guy's name is Harry.
Okay.
Yeah, Dean, because Dean is like 2 inches taller than me. He says he's a real hooper. I want to see. He was like, yeah, bro, I put up 37 the other day.
You guys haven't played?
Bro, I don't know why I keep kicking myself out. No. We haven't played yet. All right, Harry Pindaseller.
Let's see. Pendaseller, I feel like that's a pretty good last name. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I think so.
All right, 217-2648. All right. Let's see.
Must have 275 or no deal. Email me.
Yeah.
That is from Vicky.
Oh, that's what I just got too. That's literally it, word for word what I got.
NFL was for sure my original plan, bro. NFL or bust.
Dude. That's freaking awesome though, man. That's a freaking I'd be so worried about my freaking head after, dude.
Your call has been forwarded to.
Yes and no, bro. At times, yeah. As Dean, I'd have been a lot more worried. Like if I played fullback in the league.
Yeah.
But I messed up my neck really bad. That's the other reason. I didn't want it. Like, I couldn't have really gone to the league. You ever had a stinger?
Do I know what a stinger is, or did I know
Yeah.
you?
No, have you ever had one?
Oh yeah, dude, they're gnarly.
In college, it got so bad to where if anybody tapped me on the shoulder, I'd get a stinger.
No way.
So that was my senior year. And so
That's
like I had to learn how to tackle just using my arms and like tossing people, because like if someone came up and like patted me, it'd be like and like flare out. It was so bad.
dude.
To where
That's
it's not as bad now, but like I guarantee you we'll be doing something in jujitsu. And if someone like yanks my neck really hard in a weird way, I'm just like, and
yeah.
I'm just gonna like, hey, I need to stop for a minute.
Yeah. That's gnarly, man. We would see some pretty gnarly stuff in wrestling. I've seen a guy like fracture his back and stuff, but the craziest thing I've seen was like a guy. He didn't answer. I called him 3 times. I'll shoot him a text. But yeah, one of the this guy was wrestling, and they both go in for a shot, and they bumped heads like hard. He like gets up, like he knocks out, gets up, walks off the mat, and is like asking for his mom. And he didn't know where he was at. Like it was.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never seen anything like it.
Yeah, bro, I got one concussion in college. That was like kind of bad, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I've had some friends, like my friend Steven Bavavian. He's like trying to get into flipping right now, bro. He had to get pulled off in a hospital. We thought he was gonna die. Like he had to leave in an ambulance. It got helicoptered in the middle of practice, and then practice just moves on, bro.
Yeah,
That's the crazy part. Nobody gives a fuck. Practice will continue moving.
it's all business.
It is all business. This is fucking 19-year-old kids, and it's still all business. All right, we're gonna go ahead.
For it. No, I was just gonna say that was my biggest challenge, like getting into college, is realizing that it's like you're not on like a family anymore. It's like you're a part of a business and you're just an employee.
You're 100% just an employee. All right, so this Jessie Grace chick, it says that the number is like disconnected somehow. So all we're gonna do is we can just skip trace it. Damn, nothing popped up. So that's all we'll do for a lead like that. And then if you don't get that, then we can refund it with Lead Zillow. But we'll still try this for a couple days just to see if we got something wrong. All right, bro. I think we're down. We've been doing this for 2 hours.
Dude,
We kind of struck out today.
we hella did.
We kind of struck out today, bro.
Hey, we had a couple good calls though. I think there were some productive calls. I think that guy you were talking to before, I mean, I think that'll turn into a lead or a deal for sure.
That guy will sell. That guy is selling no matter what. Like it's gonna happen. Because like whenever you get a hot cold call lead, that's what that reminds me of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a hot cold call lead where the guy's like, oh yeah, I don't know. All the pain is there. The price will eventually come down.
Yeah.
You just gotta figure it out. Dylan, where can people find out more about you, bro? We'll have to do another live here soon.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about striking out on this one.
I know. 3rd time's the charm. Yeah, you can reach out to me primarily on Instagram. It's the best place to reach me, Dillionaire321, DYLLION 321 or AIRE 321. Yeah, and I post a lot about like, the stuff that we do, mindset stuff, everything to do with documenting the journey.
I love it. Guys, don't forget to follow them. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube still watching this. Go give Dylan a follow. Dylan, I'll see you in what, an hour and a half?
Yes, sir.
How early do you show up? 6?
I'm probably gonna get there a little bit earlier today because I'm gonna hit a lift beforehand, but usually like around like 6:15.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. See ya.